Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give out takes on professional wrestling. It is Monday night, and you know what that means. We are here to talk Monday Night Raw and the go home show to Wrestlemania. This was the go home show for the biggest show of the year in WWE coming up this weekend, which already has very little to no hype whatsoever. And tonight, it was one of those go home shows where if you missed it or you weren't able to watch it, you missed nothing. The only thing that you might have missed from the show was the promo that Femi cut on Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, which honestly, during that point, the Flyers clinched the playoffs. That was awesome. I'm not the biggest hockey Flyers fan, but when one of my teams clinches and they go into the playoffs, there's no way I'm not going to be excited. So the Flyers are in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's when Obafemi was cutting his promo. So I had to go back and watch a little bit of it on Twitter, and yeah, that was easily the best thing on the entire show. That was great. Outside of that, you guys literally missed nothing on this show. It was a very bland, average go home show. And the difference between Raw and SmackDown right now is Raw is just Raw is just very average, and SmackDown is just absolutely completely trash. Um, but this show tonight, you missed absolutely nothing, and it is going to be the start of a very busy week here on the Big Fight Field channel. Last night, we had Dynasty. We have content coming up on the channel for 8 days in a row. So this all started last night with Dynasty. Tonight, we have Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow night, we will be doing WrestleMania Night 1 predictions. Wednesday, we have AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough, headlined by Darby Allin versus MJF for the AEW World Championship in Darby Allin's hometown of Everett, Seattle, Washington. Which that could be a big night. That could be a very big show. Then Thursday, we have WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Friday is SmackDown. And then Saturday and Sunday is WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. So, a very busy, very chaotic WrestleMania week. And then, of course, you got the Raw after WrestleMania. So, now would be a fantastic time to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel if you haven't already. And be sure to go ahead and check out last night's AEW Dynasty review right here on the Big Fight Field channel. So if you haven't already, it'll be up in the last 20 seconds of this podcast. All you gotta do is click on it and it'll take you right there. But of course, don't do that until you've watched the entirety of this podcast. So they kick off the show tonight with Brock Lesnar signing the contract for his match with Obafemi, and they decided to do it separately to keep the two separate. And the show starts with Adam Pearce and Triple H, and I just love how this motherfucker Paul Levesque wants to act like he's Dana White out there standing with his suit jacket on and no tie and literally dresses like Dana White too. I don't watch UFC, but I know they are really good friends, Triple H and Dana White. It is hilarious how much this man tries to act like Dana White in the ring. Stands there, doesn't say a word, big nose peeking out. He just puts himself on television. Twice. He was involved in Brock Lesnar signing the contract and Femi signing the contract. So, really, um, you look at this first hour, and it is completely, and I mean completely skippable. So, um, we get a Brock contract signing, and that was it for Brock for the night. Then we got Charlotte versus Lyra Valkyria. We got Bayley versus Alexa on SmackDown. So tonight we got Charlotte and Lyra on Raw. Um, Good match. Lyra ended up winning with the small package, and they went 50-50. And they still didn't confirm if the Bellas are going to be cleared for this match. And that's a big deal because if they are cleared for the match, obviously the scheduled match is going to be a scheduled match. But if they're not cleared, then they're going to get pulled, and it is going to be Asuka and Kairi Sane taking their place, which I think is stupid because the Bellas haven't really even been in this build for this match. It's been a shitty build, but it's been mostly Charlotte, Alexa, Bayley, Lyra, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax. So just keep it as a triple threat match if Nikki Bella can't go. Um, but Lyra got the win back tonight because Bayley lost on SmackDown Friday. We got a brawl, which we were supposed to get an in-ring interview with Stephanie Vaquer, but we got a brawl instead with Liv Morgan, and they were brawling. Liv shoved Stephanie into Kathy Kelly. No one went to help Kathy Kelly for the first 2 minutes of this brawl until somebody realized, oh shit, we got our fucking ring interview standing there. Someone should go check on her. Real nice. I'm sitting there and I'm like, is anybody going to go check on Kathy, or are we just gonna let her lay there and be dead? Um. So we had that segment. We had LA Knight and the Usos against the MFTs, which came official backstage. Solo didn't know where Tama was. I guess the brand split is dead too because MFTs are a SmackDown act, just casually showing up on Monday Night Raw. I mean, this was a fine match, but like again, at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares at all, man? The MFTs are just boring. They don't excite me at all. The whole story is, where is Tama Tonga tonight? Tama Tonga was nowhere to be found in the beginning of the match. Then he came out towards the end, which somehow distracted Solo Sikoa, and it gave the win to LA Knight and the Usos after LA Knight hit the BFT onto Tonga Loa. So that story continues between Tama and Tama leaving the MFTs, which will probably play out on SmackDown. I would assume SmackDown after WrestleMania. That is when that split is going to happen. At least one would assume. Seth Rollins and Gunther. Gunther was about to cut a promo, and Seth Rollins cut him short. laid him out. Gunther bailed. It's like 2 weeks. I've gotten sneak attacks from you. No explanation why you want to face me at WrestleMania. So why don't you get your dorky ass in here and tell me face to face? Are you up Paul Heyman's ass? Are you doing Paul Heyman a favor? Tell me why. Seth wants to know why he's being targeted by Gunther. And it was good because Gunther's explanation was simple and easy. And it was, look, you've gone around here for years pretending that you are the best wrestler in the WWE when you have me around. And Saturday night, I'm going to prove to you that I am the best wrestler in the WWE and that Seth Rollins cannot lace that my boots. So, you know what? For as random as it is, I like the story. This feels like an old classic. I'm better than you. Let's have a wrestling match. I want these guys to go in there and have themselves a one-on-one wrestling match. And if they can do that, this will be one of the better matches on WrestleMania weekend. I like this. Io Sky versus Kairi Sane. There was tons of interference in this match. Asuka made interference. That brought down Rhea Ripley. Rhea tried to hit the Riptide onto Asuka. Jade Cargill then came down and attacked Rhea Ripley. That broke them free. Io then took advantage. Io was going for the moonsault. Asuka face planted her onto the ring post again. Kairi Sane rolled up Io, and Kairi Sane beat Io. So now that is... She lost to Raquel. She lost to Jade on Friday. She lost to Kairi Sane tonight. Why in the fuck is Triple H jobbing out Io Sky? Why? What did Io Sky do wrong on the road to WrestleMania that she's being jobbed out like this? She officially is not going to have a match at WrestleMania, which is a damn shame because she had the best match all weekend last year with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. They had the best match at WrestleMania last year. Io went into WrestleMania Night 2, Women's World Heavyweight Champion, and retained the title, and now she doesn't even get on the card this year. That is a slap in the face to Io Sky, and I feel incredibly sorry for her. So, then we got the Oba segment. And Oba went out there and they Oba signed the contract, and then Paul Heyman came out. Paul Heyman put over Brock Lesnar, most freakish athlete, combat sports, the Beast Incarnate, world champion, the whole shtick. He says he is going to conquer Oba Femi Sunday night. There is going to be a winner. There is going to be a loser in the real main event of WrestleMania. And Paul Heyman says that when he needs to rebuild his career after losing to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, his door will always be open. And Oba responds, "You're lucky I'm not going to go down there and throw you in this ring post to post." So Paul Heyman gets a little afraid, and he says, "The only door that I need open was the door to WrestleMania, because 2 months ago, you and your client, your advocate, Brock Lesnar, issued an open challenge, and I figured to myself I would be a dummy not to accept this challenge because people have gone on and they said no one can touch the beast. No one can live up to the physicality of the beast. But yet I have showed that I can in a 4-week sample. And you can't leave physical scars, but you can leave emotional scars that I am going to give to you after I defeat your client at WrestleMania. He says, at WrestleMania, I will win. I will defeat the beast. I will slay the beast. I will meet his end because I am the one. That was great. That was easily the best thing on the show tonight. And this is easily the match I'm looking forward to the most all weekend. There are 13 matches, and I'm excited for about 3. Which, honestly, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad considering how, the WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. 13 matches, and I'm only looking forward to about 3, maybe 4. Maybe 4. We get a tag team match. Javon Evans and Dragon Lee against JD McDonough and Rusev. The babyfaces win after Javon Evans pins JD McDonough. Rusev attacks after the match. And we get appearances from Rey Mysterio and Penta. And Rusev lays out everybody. He lays out Javon. He lays out Dragon Lee. He laid out JD McDonough. Rey Mysterio. Penta. Rusev was the last one standing tonight, which tells us Rusev is not walking out of WrestleMania Intercontinental Champion. And then we had the final segment on the show. Roman Reigns and CM Punk meet one more time. Punk's first words was, "As I tell my story, as I tell my truth, tell me when I'm telling lies." He talks about all he's wanted to do his entire life was main event WrestleMania. And he gets to accomplish that dream on Sunday. But he says, "Roman, I hate you. I hate you with all my guts. I hate that you've had multiple WrestleMania main events. I hate that you've had stinker after stinker, and this company has continued to give you chance after chance. Where if someone else was in the spot that you in, and they delivered multiple stinkers in the WrestleMania main event, they'd be fired." He talks about 1316, which is the amount of days that Roman Reigns was undisputed WWE champion. He says, "I hate that number. I hate that number because during all 1316 days, you've had your family, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, anyone, Sami Zayn, do anything in their power to keep that undisputed championship around you. While me, for 434 days, I was all alone. Yeah, I had a wise man, but I was fighting for myself." Then Roman got into Sika, and he said, "Sika was a great man. Sika was a great wrestler. Sika's a champion. Sika's a Hall of Famer. And I love and respect the old-timers. And I hate the fact that invoked your father's name in vain, and I sincerely apologize to you." He says, "I hate that there's more than one royal family in professional wrestling. I hate that I invade the fact that I wasn't born into a dynasty. I don't know what I would be if I wasn't born into a Samoan dynasty like you were. You were born with everybody around you into this business. And then Roman says, that is all the truth. That is the most truths I have ever heard you tell, except for the last thing. Roman says the main reason he hates CM Punk is his connection to the fans. Roman says, I hope one day I can get to the point that when I leave, they miss me as much as I missed you. And Roman's final words to Punk, he said, on Sunday, we fix this mess that you started. On Sunday, we make this place where we had it, at the very top, worth every damn single dollar. On Sunday, the tribal chief takes back over, and you, along with the whole world, will acknowledge me. I'm not going to lie, I am very excited about this match. This is one of the 3 matches I'm looking forward to the most the entire weekend, but if I'm going to be honest with you, me personally, this segment did nothing to get me excited. I am excited, yes, do not get me wrong, I am very excited for Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, but they didn't really do anything tonight that got me like, man, I'm more excited for this match now than I was before Raw happened. I'm still at the same place. It'll be a good match. Should be a really good match. I just hope the right guy wins. We'll talk about that Thursday with Night 2 predictions. But that is going to do it for the Monday Night Raw review tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all for joining me. Subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Lots of content coming up this week. Hit the damn like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Conlon_Joseph. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for Night 1 Wrestlemania predictions right here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Alright, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow night.